The neon lights of the McDonald's sign flickered against the darkening sky, casting a hazy glow over the bustling intersection in the heart of the Bronx. It was a typical Tuesday evening. Cars honked, pedestrians hurried past, and the faint smell of fries wafted through the air. But for 14-year-old Marcus, tonight would be anything but ordinary. Marcus was a quiet kid, the kind who kept to himself and preferred the company of books over people. He had just finished his shift at the local bodega, where he worked part-time to help his mom make ends meet. As he walked toward the McDonald's to grab a cheap dinner, he noticed a group of teenagers gathered near the entrance. Their voices were loud, their gestures aggressive. Marcus recognized a few of them from school, kids who ran with the wrong crowd, always looking for trouble. He hesitated, considering turning around, but his growling stomach urged him forward. "Just grab the food and leave," he told himself. But as he approached, the tension in the air became palpable. Two boys were squaring off, shouting insults, while a circle of onlookers egged them on. Marcus tried to slip past, but the crowd was too dense. "Yo, Marcus, you picking sides or what?" one of the boys, Terrell, called out. Marcus shook his head, trying to stay out of it, but Terrell wasn't having it. "Nah, man, you ain't walking away. You're either with us or against us." Before Marcus could respond, the fight erupted. Punches flew, and the crowd surged like a wave, pulling Marcus into the chaos. He stumbled, trying to push his way out, but the bodies around him were packed too tightly. That's when he saw it, the glint of a knife in Terrell's hand. Time seemed to slow as Terrell lunged at his opponent, but the blade missed its mark and grazed Marcus instead. Pain shot through his side, and Marcus collapsed to the ground, clutching his stomach. The crowd scattered, screams filling the air as people realized what had happened. Marcus looked up, his vision blurring, and saw Terrell's face, wide-eyed and panicked, before he turned and ran. The next few minutes were a blur. Someone called 911, and a stranger knelt beside Marcus, pressing a jacket to his wound to stop the bleeding. "Stay with me, kid," the man urged, but Marcus's thoughts were already drifting. He thought about his mom, who had worked so hard to give him a better life. He thought about the college applications he'd been filling out, dreaming of becoming an engineer. And he thought about how unfair it all was, to have his future stolen in a moment of senseless violence. When the paramedics arrived, it was too late. Marcus was pronounced dead at the hospital, leaving his family and community shattered. In the days that followed, the neighborhood rallied together, holding vigils and calling for change. Terrell was eventually arrested, but for Marcus's mother, justice felt hollow. Her son was gone, and no amount of punishment could bring him back. The McDonald's where the fight took place became a makeshift memorial, adorned with flowers, candles, and handwritten notes. One note, written in a child's scrawl, read, "Why do we hurt each other?" It was a question that echoed through the streets, a plea for answers in a world that often felt too broken to fix. As the neon lights continued to flicker, casting their eerie glow over the intersection, the community vowed to honor Marcus's memory by fighting for a future where no child would have to fear the shadows. But for now, the pain remained raw, a reminder of the cost of violence and the lives cut short in its wake.